Hey you guys, we're back with a serious case of deja vu. If you watched my last video, you may remember me saying this. Now, do I believe the very best version of this figure is yet to come? Absolutely, and I think we will see it in the very near future. Well, the future arrived a little bit faster than expected. In fact, in that last video, I thought we had a little bit more time before we saw this Mafex Batman Nightfall Batman action figure. But it's here, so we might as well talk box. We have this nice red to black gradient on the box, this image of the action figure on the front, as well as a DC logo. Now let's spin the box. We have another image of the action figure, as well as the Batman logo. Spin to the other side. A larger image of the action figure. Again, our Batman logo, our Nightfall Batman title, so we know exactly what figure this is. And of course on the back, let's get this centered up for you. Much more toy photography, as well as calling out some of the features and different accessories that this toy comes with. But as neat as that grapple line looks, we're not here for the box. Let's take a look at the figure. Free from his plastic prison is Jean-Paul Valley. Have we been here before? Feels like it. Anyway, let's take a look at the figure and his accessories. We have this clear plastic stand here, which is holding the figure up because my photo booth just doesn't like figures standing in it. But we do have some other accessories to talk about here, starting with this unmasked head sculpt of Jean-Paul Valley. Looks like he jumped right off the comic page. It's a wonderful sculpt, well done. Then we have these little battering attachments that will actually plug into the top of his gauntlets to give the effect of him shooting his tiny batarangs. We then have 3 additional sets of hands, not counting the ones already on his body. These open claw hands, these slightly closed hands, a little bit more menacing. And then we have these almost closed fists, which are a little bit different than what's on the figure, which are completely closed. So a little bit of variety, depending on your mood. It's really probably a good thing to have if you're an action figure photographer. Then we have this grapple that is posable. We can bend it like so. Not the greatest example, but hey, that's what it does! Shiny Plastic People is a proud member of the Legion of Lesser Toy Tubers. And we ask that you check out a fellow member such as Brick Something, who just launched his channel. Congrats, Brick! And now back to our video. Now let's take a look at Articulation, getting him out of the stand and into our hand. We start at the head, we go round and round. It does appear to be a double ball joint, so there is one in the bottom of the neck and one at the top of the neck. Shoulders are a ball joint, but we are hindered by the shoulder pad, which is expected. Really, it is a butterfly, so it does give us a little bit more movement. Double jointed elbow, but we are limited by the gauntlet, despite having a little notch there. Wrist, round and round, little sideways. It is a ball, not dissimilar from the McFarlane toys. Ab crunch at the top and the bottom of the abs. Nice twist at both ends. The belt is only attached to the back, so it doesn't interfere at all with movement. The hips are ball joints, so we do get pretty decent movement. Some twist there inside the leg. Pretty good movement, really. Double jointed knee. Pretty far back, but he can't kick his own butt. Ball at the ankle. Despite me struggling here, it does move side to side, so don't read too much into my video there. Toe articulation at the end of the foot. Then we have this wired cape that has 1, 2, 3, and 4 wires to pose in him, so you can get some pretty dramatic poses with this cape, if you're better at posing than I am. Now let's compare this Mafex Batman to some others you may be displaying him with. Now normally, we would be comparing our figure to others of the same character, but I thought instead let's compare him to some other figures you may be displaying him with. To your left and his right is the DC Direct Nightfall Nightwing. Behind him is the DC Collectibles DC Essentials Batman. In the middle, of course, is our new Mafex Nightfall Batman. To his left, in the back row, is the McFarlane DC Multiverse 3 Jokers Batman, and in front of him is the DC Collectibles DC Icons Batman. Of all these figures, he scales best with Nightwing. The DC Essentials Batman in the back row appears to be a similar height, but that's the camera angle. He's actually about half an inch taller than our Nightfall Batman. But you could fudge that with some perspective, as we see here. But what do I think about this figure? Let's go to our final thoughts. So what do we think about this Nightfall Batman? He's not the cheapest toy you're going to have in your collection. If you're looking for him, those Mafex toys can range anywhere from $80 to $100 and some dollars. But this may be the best sculpt of this figure, and a level of detail I never thought he would receive. Jean looks great, and I'm glad to have him in my collection. Now, McFarlane Toys did just put out a gold label figure that is exclusive to Walmart, but its paint apps are lacking compared to this one, and is not near as sculpted as well, but it will scale better with McFarlane Toys, so you gotta keep that in mind, and it's gonna be so much cheaper. So as a collector, you're going to have to ask yourself, what is it that you want in the figure? What are you looking for, and what looks best on your shelf? But for me, so excited to have this figure, and I think if you're a fan, check him out. Anyway, I'm Chris, this is Shiny Plastic People. I hope you have a shiny day.